Welcome into GizTube. My name is Nadia, this is Dirt, and we are going through all of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard's 2024 North American Tour. Going through, reviewing every show, and today we are talking about an iconic show from this tour. Can I say that? I mean, they're all iconic, but this one was really something different and special. We are talking about their show on September 11th, 2024 in Troutdale, Oregon at the Edgefield Amphitheater.
Yes, as Joey mentions during the show, he said this one is probably going to be the most memorable show of the tour for them.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why.
And if you want to know why, if you haven't seen it, all you have to do is go to kglw.net, and the first line of their little review for it tells you all. It says, "This show took place during an unrelenting rainstorm."
And I mean, that is what it looked like. I mean, sometimes it's hard. You know, if you're watching sports or something and it's raining, like you can kind of see it's raining, but you can't really tell. You could tell from this show. Like, it was,
with all the concert lights, you could see the downpour. If you were at the show, like, what was it like? This looked absolutely insane.
It looked awesome.
It did look like, it might be the most memorable show of the tour for me, and I was just watching on my couch. And yeah, this is the first show after all their Red Rock shows, which we were at. Mm-hmm. So I hope you watch those videos. But man, what a way to just start this last little, 3 shows of the first leg of the tour?
Yeah, I mean, epic. So let's toss it over to our friend Amicus to break down this set list for us. Whew. Amicus, what do you got?
All right, thank you, Dirt and Nadia. It's time for the Amicus Setlist Breakdown for the boys' show in Troutdale, Oregon. We start with the Dripping Tap, and quite an aptly named song because a downpour starts, and Ambi kind of freaks out during the Dripping Tap, and after they finish the Dripping Tap, they actually have to take a break. There's like a 20-something minute break before the boys come back on, and they do have to cut a few songs off this set list. But after the Dripping Tap and their roughly 20-minute break, we get a Boogeyman Sam that goes into Daily Blues. We get a La Risk. We get a Crumbling Castle into the Fourth Color. Then we get some metal music. We get Self-Immolate with a beautiful Cav solo. We get Supercell, which goes into Organ Farmer. We get Converge, which goes into Witchcraft. Then we get Sad Pilot. We get the Reticent Raconteur, the Lord of Lightning, which goes into the Balrog, which happens to be a bust out. 85 shows since the boys have last played the Balrog, and the Balrog goes into Field of Vision, which is how the boys close the night. Quite an interesting set. Back to you, Dirt Nadia.
Alrighty, thank you, Amicus.
Amicus, how you going?
I haven't seen you in a while. Alright, so let's dive in. Let's dive into this show.
I mean, literally dive, because there was probably a pool.
There was probably gathered water enough to be a pool to dive in.
Yeah, rumors that the area by the bathrooms were flooding. I don't know, just
I'm sure the whole thing was flooded.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get started with our top 5 songs. We are ranking these in order. We're gonna start with number 5. I will do this one because I put this one on the list.
I also put this one. No, you put this one.
I put this one on the list. Yeah. So my number 5 song, Field of Vision. Okay, they closed the show with this song, and normally I would not think of this song as a closer, but they brought the energy for this song. I love too, before it, Joey's kind of like teasing it a little bit. He does a little bit of an intro, and then the drums come in, and he really hits that. It looked awesome. It looked like so much fun. Ambi was bringing the energy. He was hyped by the end of the night. He had a lot of things to say.
I mean, they were getting weird, doing tequila shots.
Why not? Why would you not? Mother Nature kind of set the tone.
Yeah.
So, all right. Dirt, what you got next for number 4?
Yeah, number 4. I don't think this song has made our top list so far, this tour, but Organ Farmer. This was a pretty sick Organ Farmer. I really liked the whole metal portion of this show. And yeah, this Organ Farmer really stood out. I love the little jam they do in between, and just the outro to it is insane. With the rain coming down, I bet the pit was muddy, for one, and then 2, just electric.
Yeah, so, I mean, have we said it before? We would have loved to have been at this show. Yeah, the metal section in the rain. Whew, can't imagine.
Insane. Hey, that rhymes.
All right, coming in at number 3, we've got Daily Blues. I thought this Daily Blues was rockin'. I mean, I feel
They
like
all
almost every time they play that song live, they just crush it. It's so good. It's such a good...
It's almost a song made to be played live. It
Yeah.
just has that like live energy already surrounding it with right off the bat with Ambi rocking that harmonica part.
just
Like
locked in.
it's a great song.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, number 2, The Fourth Color. Yeah, this is insane. Obviously, this one followed up Crumbling Castle, which was a little shaky, so I like how we gave it to The Fourth Color here, which was just an epic fourth color, if I say so.
Yeah, they nailed this fourth color. We've heard it a few times on this tour. I felt like this was one of the best versions, I think the best version so far on the tour.
I love how it's always a little different, too,
Yeah,
so
and
this one really stuck out.
That jam that they did in the middle, I loved that. Like, it was a great jam. Yeah, they crushed it. And that's also just one of my favorite Giz songs. So, you know, whenever they crush one of your favorite songs, you just like, yes.
It's definitely going to make that list.
All right, and coming in at number 1.
Wow, another one of Nadia's favorite songs ever. One of the songs that she can shed a tear at. Can you guess what it is?
I have shed a tear listening to this song live. Self-immolate.
Could you have guessed
Anyone
that?
have it on their bingo card? It surprised me too, don't worry. I was not expecting to shed a tear during Self-Immolate a couple years ago when I heard it live. But yes, this Self-Immolate was awesome. Kaz's drum solo was sick. I also loved at the very end of Kaz's drum solo, I think it's Joey, does this little like guitar outro just to like
Yeah.
end it. And I was like, wait, I want to hear more of that. That was cool.
Can we make that a full song, a full jam? Come
But
on.
yeah, Self-Immolate just gets me so hype. It gets me pumped. It's so funny because I don't typically listen to music like that, but if it's Giz, I am all in. So let's give number 1 to Self-Immolate. Okay, let's move on to our next superlative. We have our P song. Dirt, if you were at this rainy show, when would you have taken a moment to go use the restroom?
Well, yes. This is a good question because there was a full 22-minute break in between the opening song, the dripping tap, and the next song when they came back out on stage after rearranging everything. So that would be a good time to pee, I think. But I think it doesn't matter. I think everyone at the show was just peeing their pants because you could not be able to tell. So that is what I would do, just be pissing down my leg, headbanging the supercell.
Because who's gonna know? Everyone's pants are wet already.
How would they know? How would they know?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both those things, but I would probably just choose to go pee during the break. That's probably what I would
It's
choose.
so early, though.
I know, but do you know how long the dripping tap is?
I mean, this was a shorter one.
It was a shorter one, but still double digits, I'm sure. I have not fact-checked that. But yeah, I would probably just go after dripping tap and ride it out for the rest of the show.
Yep.
All right, next up, we have our best moment. This show obviously had some iconic, unique moments that we've yet to really see on the tour. So Dirt, what are you going to give it to for the best moment?
Man, well, yeah, the whole show for one is kind of the best moment, but especially I have photographic memories of like screenshots in my mind of us streaming the show live and there's just pouring rain and the band is just rocking it. And yeah, the dripping tap started this all. And I just think that whole one opening with that song in the rain, they're like, fuck it. We're just going to just absolutely shred this song and embrace all the crazy weather. And so that whole dripping tap and just Stu's going crazy. The rain is pouring down. The crowd's going crazy. I'm like, iconic moment for this tour, like you said.
I mean, is there any other way to do it besides it's pouring down rain? You're going to pull out one of your longest, just insane psychedelic songs?
Yeah.
Like, that's the way to go. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That was the best moment. I will give some honorable mentions. I did love Ambi's little break dance he did during Le Risque.
That was one of his best ones.
Yes.
I love how much room they had on the stage after they repositioned all the instruments for people to break dance.
Yes, once I saw Ambi go out there for his part, saw how much room he had, I was like, I hope he breakdances, because he has pulled it out at least once on this tour. Another one is I loved at the end of Field of Vision when they're doing the Silly Billy Jam. Ambi like half flashes the crowd with a little,
You get a little left cheek action over there.
left cheek action, gives himself a slap. Always just love that. It's funny, it's unexpected, and it just makes you laugh, How can you be mad about that? All right, let's go on to our best banter. We had a lot of banter in this show.
They did. I mean, rightfully so. I think they were pretty taken aback by the extreme weather, and so yeah, rightfully they were talking about it the whole show.
So, Dirt, what do you think was your best banter? What was your favorite thing?
I love right when they come out on the stage and they acknowledge the rain, and Stu is like, "Thank you for getting wet with us," and that kind of joke just continues out the rest of the show, basically. But I love that one. What about you?
I love this. A little later in the set, they are shouting out Geese, the opening band, as they normally do. And Stu mentions that they have at some point on this tour, I think, had all 4 of their tires blow at some point.
I think he says within the last week.
Oh, really? Okay, I missed that detail, but either way, that's still just, kind of an inconvenience. And Stu says, so if anyone wants to give them like a Bridgestone voucher, that'd be cool. And Ambi's like, yeah, you can get him a U-Haul sponsorship. And there's kind of like a pause, and I think it's Lukey. He's like, U-Haul makes trailers.
They make trailers, man.
Yeah, they don't make tires, but I like.
Yeah, I know, but they should.
He like leans into the mic. He's like, "U-Haul makes trailers, man."
He's like, they don't make tires. And Amy's like, oh, I know, but they should. They should make tires.
Yes, that's the banter we're here for.
Yes. Yes, that is the banter we're here for.
Yes.
All right, on to our next superlative. I mean, we've got our best dressed for the night. So who is our best dressed? At this soaking wet show.
Yeah, well, first of all, we're back on our Stu in the pink piggy jumpsuit counter, which we're at 2 shows in a row. Because he did break it not wearing it on the daytime show at Red Rock. But
he did wear it that day because he wore it for the
He did,
night
but we're counting shows. So 2 shows in a row for Stu in the pink piggy jumpsuit. My best dress came, though, when someone threw a lizard head mask up on stage and Joey donned it during one of the songs. What was it? Boogeyman Sam. And yeah, they should do a whole show like that, wearing some kind of lizard mask together.
Honestly,
that would be really sick.
It looked playable because it was very open. Like,
Yes,
he could
it had like the jaws open in the mouth, so yeah.
The cool thing too about watching this tour this way is there's obviously came from someone in the crowd, and I feel like we've seen this guy at multiple Giz shows because he's always
I think
wearing
we
that.
have, yeah.
I think it's cool that sometimes people who go to many of the shows on the tour will wear something like that that's very noticeable, so that you can be like, oh yeah, lizard head guy, I've seen you at these last 3 shows or whatever. So I think that's a cool, piece to the Gizverse, or being a part of the weirdo swarm, I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think Joey best dressed with that mask. Also, little shout out, Ambi got some little piggy ears as well.
He did. Put them on backwards at first.
Yes, and of course, Stu knew they were on backwards because he's the piggy man.
He's the little piggy man.
All right, let's move on to the most important part of this whole show. What is cookie drinking? Okay. Now, it was a little hard to tell, especially after Dripping Tap, once they moved everyone's stuff back. Ambi and Cookie were pretty, they were in a weird
very
spot.
much out of the normal scene, and
Which
yeah.
they just had to be because of logistics and weather and things like that. So it was hard. We didn't get many great Cookie angles, I will say, once that happened. So, Dirt, how do we know what Cookie's drinking?
I mean, we don't. He for sure got water during this show.
He also definitely got a tequila shot because John, I believe, from Portugal the Man, came out on stage and handed everyone tequila shots after the 4th color. So we know he at least did a tequila shot. That's good enough for me.
That's probably all you need.
Yeah, honestly. All right, next up, we have our MVP of the evening. Bert and I have collaborated to make a collective MVP of this show.
Most valuable player.
Dirt, who was your most valuable player from this soaking wet night?
We all got wet with King Giz.
In Oregon.
We are giving it to everyone. Honestly, everyone a part of the King Gizzard band and crew deserves it for working out and making the show happen. The show must go on, and I do not see how they did it in an outdoor venue with that kind of extreme downpour.
Yeah. And there were times I would see crew members run out on stage and grab a guitar and go take that they weren't using and go take it off, and I'm assuming just dry it off, make sure it's okay. There were things constantly happening throughout the show to keep the show going.
Yeah, I think I remember tuning into this one live at the beginning and seeing the dripping tap and all the issues Amby's talking the whole time about. He's worried about it's gonna kill him and it's bad for business. And I thought live they might have to just cancel the show or at least have a extremely long delay. Honestly, at the end of the day, 22 minutes wasn't that bad, and yeah, it ended up being a great show. So many awesome moments, iconic images, great songs. So yeah, it just, you know what?
It doesn't happen without the crew and without the whole band.
The whole band.
Pushing through.
Yeah. So
and accepting it. I think that's it. They just accept. They were just and they even
we're gonna
said
get
it.
weird.
The show's gonna get weird. It's gonna be a little loose, but let's just play music. Let's just go.
So props. I think it's the first time we've given it to everyone.
Yeah.
But they all deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
All right. And lastly, we have our overall ranking for this show. You, the fans, the Weirdo Swarm on kglw.net gave this show a 4.52 rating.
That's out of 2. So great.
Wow. Amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah. So, Dirt, what is your ranking? Is it a 4.52? What are you thinking?
It's even better. I'm going to give this one, because of all the rain, I'm going to give this show the best plumber in the world so that he can stop the leaky sky.
So you're going to give him Billy Cavanaugh.
Billy Cavanaugh, baby. Best plumber in the world. Fuck yeah, Bill.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, wow. That's honestly a really, really big score. A really, really big ranking.
I mean, they're getting the best plumber in the world.
Who can
think
fix
about
the leak
that.
in the sky. I mean, yeah, that's pretty
It's not every day you get that.
All right. My ranking for this show is 999 Lords of Lightning, because I don't know if there was lightning at this show, but they could have all shown up if they wanted to, and it would not have been weird. Yes, 999 Lords of Lightning for this wet, rainy, very moisture-based show.
Moisture-based.
In Oregon.
Wet songs only, as Stu says.
Yes, wet songs only.
And we got a few.
Yes. But thank you so much for tuning in. If you were at this show, drop in the comments. What was your favorite moment? Tell us what was it like, because people like us, we would love to have been there. So I want to live vicariously through you. Tell me your best moments and your best stories.
Yeah, I wanted to get wet with Giz. And tell me that you peed your pants like I would have. I know it was happening out there in that field, for sure. That mud was not just muddy water.
Woo! All right. Oh, they should have played that one. Man.
Yeah.
They didn't do any Rikatana, though. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We are continuing to go through all of the shows from this tour, so make sure to check back. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. GizTube is out.
Peace.